Let's get back to the phones at 617-830-4750. Where do we want to go today? There are so many people holding who want to talk. Let's try our caller from the 864 area code. Who's calling today from 864?
Hello?
Yeah, that's you.
Hey, I wanted to get your opinion, David, about how do you think that Nancy Pelosi is currently conducting the impeachment inquiry, right? Because I have a couple of criticisms that I'd like to mention. And I just want to know what your opinions are because, recently Nancy Pelosi, she just launched she decided to formally launch a impeachment resolution, right?
Right.
And so my problem with that is that it feels like she's constantly making concessions to the Republicans because I feel like there was an equally valid reason on both sides of the spectrum, right? Because if she could have just stuck with the idea that there's no need for due process in the impeachment inquiry, right? Because it's not a criminal prosecution.
Right.
And if she had just stuck with that, then I feel like she would have. I feel like she would have looked a lot stronger than now that she's launching the resolution. Because I feel like she doesn't gain anything. If she was going to do that, she should have done it from the very beginning. So
No, so
I
here's
just
the
want to
thing.
get your
I
opinions
actually, on
that.
this, I disagree with you. I think there's lots of fair criticisms of Nancy Pelosi. I think that this is fine. Listen, there was a pre-impeachment inquiry phase during which potential witnesses were being interviewed. Trump was not involved in that. He alleged he wasn't being given due process and that it was unfair. But we are now at this always happens. This happened in the Clinton impeachment inquiry as well. Now they are formalizing the bounds of the inquiry. The president is getting due process. I don't at all think that it weakened Nancy Pelosi's position to do that. And in fact, I think that as Trump continues to say that it's unfair and there's no due process, even though now it's been outlined, I think it actually makes Trump look worse and worse. So I think I'm okay with the way Nancy Pelosi handled that particular thing.
Okay, so let me ask you, why do you think, like, couldn't she have just done that from the very beginning, right? Why do you think, what is the benefit of going back and doing it now as opposed to doing it at the beginning, right? Because now she's giving the right ammunition in order to say that, okay, we were right the entire time. It feels like she's making a concession. And do you
No, no,
not feel
no.
like
That's where I just disagree with you. I listen. It's normal that there's a pre-formalization phase, and then you formalize it. I don't think she's giving the right
right,
anything. And again, I think the right is going to be exposed as completely not credible in their criticisms because they will continue to say that they're not getting due process and that it's all unfair, even though now it's been
for sure.
formalized. So I'm not here's my concern about there's two concerns I have about impeachment. Number one, are Democrats actually going to get any of the Trump people to play ball with document subpoenas or with showing up? Because if they don't, then a lot, the public hearings that are supposed to be what convince people that there's been a lot of wrongdoing aren't going to be effective. That's concern number one. And then concern number two, I've seen arguments on both sides, but I'm concerned about how narrow the scope is of the impeachment inquiry. I would like it to be wider, but there's conflicting views
Yes,
about that.
that was the next thing I was going to mention.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the next thing I was going to mention. So I think that we're on the same page, at least in regards to that, narrowing down this impeachment inquiry, right, to just the Ukraine transcript and, the potential quid pro quo between the Trump administration and Ukraine is, I mean, this is, do you agree that at least that much is maybe not great political tactics?
Yes. I don't
Agree with
think you
that?
needed to include,
Okay.
there's people who are saying, oh, they should have done the Russia collusion. And it's like, no. Listen, that's pretty toxic at this point. And I actually think it's the right reason. It's the right decision not to include that. But financial crimes, Yemen, I mean, there's much more that could be part of this that's not. And I do think that is a bit concerning. But I've read some pretty good pieces that say it's the right decision to narrow it. We'll see how it plays out, right? I mean, in the end, we'll just have to wait and see. Listen, it sounds like you're crinkling paper onto your headset, your handset. So I'm going to let you go, but I really appreciate the call.
Okay.
All right, take care.
Thanks, David. I appreciate it.
Oh, and there he goes. All right.